After a tense standoff with his greatest foe, Sherlock is faced with a different, but a potentially more dangerous rival, a dominatrix who turns seduction into a weapon of intelligence. The plot begins with Sherlock having random walk-ins, as always, but no problem captivated his mind until a man collapsed at his doorstep. He decided to take the case, but since the case was below a 7 on the interest scale, he sends Watson to investigate. During his riveting conversation with Watson and the police on site, he is interrupted by government officials requesting his presence immediately. They had become so popular due to Watson blogging about their cases online, and they were both requested to Buckingham Palace. Shortly after, Sherlock's brother, Mycroft, walks in with a case with no flesh and very minor details. All they could share was that a woman, the woman, named Irene Adler, had the government by the balls because she had some incriminating photos of a government official. Sherlock deduced this was some form of blackmail and there was no case yet. But then came the twist. The woman wanted nothing. She did not want a bribe or a payoff. It was the ultimate power play. He could not be more excited. All of a sudden, this was an interesting case and he could not wait to meet the woman. Just like Sherlock, Irene Adler knew how to get information. She did less deductions and more manipulations to get what she wanted. She followed Sherlock closely and knew all his cases. She's always wanted to meet him, and she was about to. Sherlock and Watson arrived at her place in disguise. They created an incident where they needed help to trick Irene's assistant into opening the door, but they were already expecting them and laughed at this charade. Sherlock waited patiently to meet the dominatrix. She entered the room with nothing to hide, her true power laid bare. Watson walks in, confused by what he saw. They engage in a conversation as Sherlock tries to pick up clues from her like he does everyone else. But no matter how much he tried, he could not read it. She said, "Do you know the big problem with disguise, Mr. Holmes? However hard you try, it's a self-portrait." She knew exactly why Sherlock came, and she was never going to give him the photos. She was more interested in Sherlock's new case. Sherlock used the case to gain more information about her. He charmed her with his wit, figuring out where the photos were hidden. But before he could enjoy his victory, an army of men walked in who had been listening to their conversation the whole time. They threatened him into opening the safe, and somehow the passcode to her safe was her measurements, which Sherlock picked up. They just met, but they seemed to be in sync. He got what he came for, but Irene was never going to allow him take it. He injected him with a substance, making him disoriented. What Irene loved was the thrill of the game, and she kept reaching out to Sherlock after their encounter. But a shocking thing happens. What she tried to protect with his life, she sent to Sherlock willingly, and Sherlock immediately deduced why. He called Mycroft to inform him of Irene's death, but ultimately, she wasn't. She faked her own death once again to protect herself from her enemies. But with nowhere else to go, she works her way back into Sherlock's life. Unbeknownst to him, this was not by chance. She wanted information only Sherlock could give her, and Sherlock, a sociopathic loner, enjoyed the attention of Adler, giving her exactly what she wanted. It turns out she was trying to bribe his brother, Mycroft, who was a powerful government official. He was the only one who could help her disappear, and Sherlock played right into her hands. Sherlock was disappointed. He failed his brother, but above all, he failed himself as he was seduced into action. But before Mycroft would accept everything the woman wanted, Sherlock figured it out, the passcode to the device. The game was too elaborate, and for a split second, she was caught off guard as Sherlock took her pulse. Elevated, her pupils dilated because she was in love with Holmes. She could have picked any random set of numbers and she would have successfully brought the government to its knees, but she allowed her sentiment to cloud her judgment, all because she was Sherlock. For a woman of power, she became a woman in distress, begging him for protection. But Sherlock did not care anymore. Time passes and Mycroft meets Watson on what to tell Sherlock about her since she was dead. This time, they checked, and it was truly her, because they did not want to hurt Sherlock's feelings. Mycroft said it would take Sherlock to fool him if Irene wasn't dead, and he was right. Watson came back and lied to Sherlock about her whereabouts, telling him how she was safe in the US under witness protection. But Sherlock knew exactly where she was. Before she was about to be killed, she sent Sherlock a goodbye message, but he had already deduced her death and ended up saving her from the terrorists who wanted her dead. Moral of the story: sentiment is a chemical defect found on the losing side.